Hunting was never a tradition in my family, but ever since moving to Vermont, it's been something I've been curious about. Thanks to a new mentored license offered by the Vermont Fish and Wildlife Department, newcomers to the sport can give it a try before having to go get their hunter safety certification. My mentor took me under his wing for a fall turkey hunt I'll never forget. I'm kind of nervous. I don't know what to expect.
I think it's going to work out pretty well. You got turkeys, you got a hunter.
Am I already considered a hunter?
Sam McEwen loves being in the great outdoors.
We got some 3-inch magnums that are going to do the job.
Hunting is a way of life for him and has been for 60 years.
People hunt for different reasons. The older you get, it changes, your values change. Just love being in the woods. From the time I was old enough to read, I was reading hunting stories. The back of the magazines, I'd study all the advertisements for trips out west into Alaska and things like that. I just love being in the wilderness, love being outdoors.
That's why he's the perfect person to take me under his wing to experience my first turkey hunt.
Hi, and welcome to this week's episode of The Outfitter. I'm Sam McEwen.
And I'm Ruth McEwen. This week we're going on a couple of youth turkey hunts we're going to be doing.
Working with his wife and sons on the popular television series The Outfitter, Sam has been a part of many successful hunts as a host, producer, and oftentimes as cameraman. The Outfitter series shares exciting hunts all over the country. In addition to showcasing different hunting opportunities, their shows also emphasize the importance of getting newcomers and youngsters involved in the sport.
My first turkey ever! I'm so happy.
It's probably about as much fun as anybody could have taking out new hunters, because I get such a thrill out of a new hunter getting the excitement and having a bird come in.
Vermont has both a spring and a fall turkey season, and different tactics are used for each one.
Well, in the spring, you're hunting for the big old boss gobbler. You go out and you try to make the sounds of a hen and trying to call him in and convince him that you're a hen that's ready to mate. In the fall, you usually hunt for the birds of the year. You try to find a flock and split them up and then call them back together.
So this is the shotgun.
This is shotgun. This is,
Okay.
this is a 20 gauge.
Our fall hunting adventure started in Georgia, Vermont. But before heading into the woods, I needed a lesson on how to safely handle a shotgun. Thanks to the Vermont Fish and Wildlife Department's mentored hunting license program, I could hunt with Sam or any other adult with a valid Vermont hunting license without having to complete a hunter safety course myself.
You put that can up.
I was in good hands under Sam's supervision. As my mentor, Sam covered everything from hunter safety to sharing several hunting tips and techniques.
All right, we're going to have our back against a tree.
Okay.
See, that way, you know, the turkey comes and you're just blending right in with the
Right.
in with the tree.
Oh, okay. It's not for like support.
Well, no, but it does help you.
Okay.
But it also helps you to blend in.
Right.
See, if you were out like this, your silhouette, they spot a silhouette just like that. Their eyesight is tremendous.
Okay.
He also showed me how to hold and use the shotgun and walked me through where to aim on the bird.
If the bird is close,
Yeah.
you want to squeeze the safety off rather than click it off.
Okay.
That way they don't hear it and,
Right.
and know something is up. You got to take your safety. All right, now you got to kill that bird.
Oh.
You got him.
Whoa.
Even though I expected it, the kick from firing the shotgun still surprised me.
You mutilated him.
Although I'm a complete novice at this, from the looks of my target, I didn't do too bad.
Now we need the real thing.
Need the real thing now.
After a few more tips and a little more practice, we were off to the turkey woods. We headed to a location that Sam had scouted earlier, and sure enough, a flock of birds were feeding in the center of the field.
So, right straight out through there. It's a big block, probably 30 years old. We're going to cut up, try to get in the woods up there and see if we just can't call them. Okay. If we can't, we'll try to put a sneak on them and bust them up.
Our strategy is to try to find a flock, split it up, and call it back together because it's absolutely so much fun. They sound like a bunch of beagles when they're trying to come back because they haven't developed their voice yet for a true yelp, and they do what they call a kiki run call.
When we weren't expecting it and our camera wasn't ready, Sam took off screaming. I quickly realized we had unknowingly run into the flock and he was trying to break them up.
How scary.
After scattering the birds, we set up against a tree and started to call.
So you try to sound either like the mom or like the lost birds because they all want to join back together. They're flock birds. They might have 3 or 4 hens with all their young ones. They stay together and the toms stay together. Love turkey hunting. I love to call them in, and that's the key to it.
Unfortunately for us, the flock got back together on the opposite side of a cedar swamp, so we decided to give it a break and come back the next morning. This time we had a different approach. Sam set up a blind the night before and put decoys out in a cut cornfield that the birds had been feeding in. Watching the woods wake up was invigorating, and eventually we had some visitors. Only they weren't turkeys. 7 deer wandered into the field one by one.
I want him to come closer.
We didn't see any turkeys, but the quiet morning gave Sam plenty of time to share hunting stories and tips with me.
Where are the turkeys?
The entire time I was with him, it was obvious that getting me excited about being outdoors was just as important as the hunt itself, something he and his wife have preached at the end of their show each week.
And remember what we say here at the Outfitter.
If you take your kids hunting when they're young, you won't be hunting for them when they get older. And from all of us, may
May God bless.
Our show is watched by families, not just the guy that's sitting around hunting. It's the wife who may hunt or may not hunt, but the kids. It's a good family show, and we encourage togetherness. And so many things have taken the place of family time today. And by being out in the woods hunting together or going to camp together and stuff like that, it really draws a family closer together.
If this was spring of the year, you had a tom going, he'd come to that in a heartbeat. Yeah.
Sam's passion for the outdoors was contagious, and I may have caught the hunting bug. In fact, we already have a date to spend some time in the turkey woods next spring.